When are you having children? Oh my God. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shana-Kay. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are talking about very inappropriate questions that people ask all the time, which annoys me, and I'm sure it annoys a lot of you guys. So I thought I'd share 8 questions that is very inappropriate to ask. And before we get into this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, like this video. So I'm starting from the least inappropriate but still inappropriate. Do not be asking women, men especially, what do you weigh? They're technically calling us fat most of the time. Like, you're gonna ask a woman, oh, how much you weigh? There's a much better way to have a conversation with somebody when you want to ask about their size or their weight or their health or stuff like that. And most of the time I feel like it's a conversation that you should, you should volunteer to have. So if it is that I want to share my weight, or if I don't want to share my weight, that's my business. I'm not obligated to share that information if I don't want to share it. And a lot of people feel like, oh, you're too uptight because you don't share this information. But I think it's really inappropriate to ask somebody, and it can also depend on who is asking as well. So if we're not friends like that, don't ask me how much my weight. That's none of your business. That's my business. All right. The next question inappropriate to ask is asking somebody, how old are you? Like you're trying to determine how young the person is or how old the person is. Age to me is just a number, and if you take care of yourself, if you take care of your body and all of that good stuff, you can be 40 and look like a 20-year-old, and that's on period. And I hear it all the time online. You influencers and stuff might ask about a Q&A. Whole ton of question is always, how old are you? How old are you? And personally, I don't care if somebody asks my age, because at the end of the day, I can't change my age. No, not all. What I can change is how I look at a certain age. So, but for some people, it's very inappropriate to ask them their age, because you don't know what the person is going through. You don't know if they have self-esteem issues and all of those things. Wondering, oh, why are you asking my age? Oh, I look old? Because you have some people who will say, oh, you look old, or you look old for your age, or you look young for your age, or whatever, which is a compliment. But on the flip side, if it's not a compliment, then stuff start going in the head, and you don't want to. You don't want to be that guy. The other question that I find that is highly inappropriate to me is when somebody asks, oh, how much did that vacation cost? Or how much did you pay for that? For me, this is a big one. I don't like when people ask me, how much you pay for that, right? You know exactly what it is. Go online and Google it. As if you're trying to track my money, or you're trying to, find out, like, oh, she spent a bag of money on that. I wonder what she get money for spend, or stuff like that. Most of the time when people ask those questions, like, how much you spend for the vacation, a lot of time it's coming from people who, no shade, cannot afford to, or they're not able to do it at this moment in time, but they're asking the question, and it kind of annoy me. Like, a lot of the times I avoid the question, like, especially it also goes back to the kind of relationship that we have. If we don't have that kind of relationship, I don't feel like you should be asking me certain questions. If you see this dress and you like this dress, you can ask me, oh, where you get that dress, but don't ask me the price. Go and look on the site, see if you can find the dress yourself. Google it, because everything is on Google. Certain questions you don't have to ask. Certain questions you just go on Google and you find out everything that you want for yourself. It's personal. Asking how much, especially when you know that you're not going to buy it or you cannot afford it. You may clothes and whatever, you volunteer. If you say, oh, so I actually spent this amount on lunch or date night or whatever, but to just presumptuously ask somebody, like, how much you paid for that, I think it's just out of line, and I think it's nosy. Just go and Google it yourself and you will find out what the price is. Another question that people ask all the time, which I think it's violating and intrusive, is when somebody asks you, okay, how much do you get paid? How much do you earn? How much did you make? that is a very personal question, and if it is that somebody don't want to share that information, it's up to them. And it also goes back to the kind of relationship that you have with this person, or who the question is coming from, because a lot of the time the question is coming from people who are actually like jealous, or they're trying to see or cipher out your lifestyle and stuff like that. And I just think that that's something personal, that it all goes back to if you want to share this information or if you don't want to share this information. And a lot of time people do not want to share how much they make, their salary and stuff like that, especially if it is that it's not a conversation where you're actually talking about money and finances. But you can have that kind of conversation and still don't even ask the person like how much you make. You can round up some things in your head and stuff based on the information that they share, but don't presumptuously ask anybody how much you make. This one is huge for me. And men like to ask these questions, and those are: what are your sexual experiences and also your sexual history? And I feel like that is absolutely like 100% inappropriate. Sexual experiences do not matter, because your past is your past, your present is your present. And a lot of people like go into this and feel like, oh, you need to know body count, or you need to know XYZ. It's just inappropriate to me, and like it kind of tells me or sends me a message to find out if you're, one, judgmental, or two, like, what is it that you're all about. Because if your focus is sexual experiences and sexual history, then in the grand scheme of things, then I don't feel like you're actually very serious about the next step in our relationship, or entering into a relationship at all. This is just merely for information. Just wrong and out of line. Another question is, what is your partner like during intimacy? No. If you're married, I don't think my husband's friends should be asking him what am I like during intimacy. I think that's out of line. I think that's inappropriate, and vice versa. I don't think that anybody should be asking that kind of question. Like I said, it's just downright rude, and there's no justification as to why you'd ask somebody such a personal question. Like, why is that information important to you? Guys, you see that question here? Irks me big time. I don't even know why people are still asking this question. People like to ask, when are you having children? Oh my God. How is it that I'm supposed to know when am I having children? Tell me, am I the one who is Jesus Christ himself? How can I know when I'm having children? How? Tell me God truth, right? I think it's rude, and I think it's out of line, and I think that is something that you should not be asking any woman or any man whatsoever. Especially if the woman is single. Why would you ask when you're having children? So the woman is married, why are you asking when you're having children? And the reason why I say in marriage or whatever, because I'm a Christian, I believe in marriage and whatever, family and whatever. So that's my stand, right? But why do you feel like you need to ask the question, when are people having children, right? You don't know what people are going through. There are some women who've had miscarriages. There are some women who are infertile. You have some men who are infertile. They're not able to get a woman who's fertile pregnant, right? You don't know what people are going through. So when you ask such an inappropriate question to say, when are you having children? A lot of the times people ask me that question, when you're having children, especially the fact that I'm married. The fact that I'm married, and I've been married for like almost 5 years now, people tend to ask the question, oh, when you're having children, like that is mine and my husband's business. That is not your business. You need to mind your business. You need to mind your business. This is not information that you're privy to. You don't know what is happening. You don't know the decision. It might be just a decision that me and my husband made not to have children right now. And on the other hand, it can be a decision that we didn't make and we're not able to have children. You don't know the details. You don't know the details. So when you ask people, those people who's been through miscarriages and stuff, and you ask them, oh, when you're having children, you don't know the trauma that they've been through. Not because people don't post things on social media, that means it not happen. You understand me? So a lot of times, like, these questions just throw out there easily. Oh, when you're having children, come on, man, be more sensitive. It's very insensitive to ask such a question, because you know how much time I've seen women online who has been married for years, and a lot of people are in their comments asking them, when are you having children? Oh, you've been married for this year, when you're giving this man a child or whatever. Like, we're supposed to know exactly, you know. It's like you're asking somebody a question that only God knows. Like, only God knows. And I feel like we need to stop asking those questions, because it's very, very out of line. That's it on that. Next question that people ask a lot is, when are you getting married? Now, you see a single woman and you ask her, when is she getting married? When you see a single man, you're asking them, when you're getting married. No, as far as I'm concerned, you don't just go out there and just pick up a woman off the street or a man off the street and say, oh, let's get married, right? It's a situation where you have to find the right person for you, you connect, and whatever, you move to the next step. Now, when you ask somebody when are you getting married, it's kind of like asking when you're getting children, because really and truly only God knows. Like, especially randomly, if you're your friend and you have that kind of bond or relationship with somebody you can actually talk to and say, yo, you know, when you not do the thing or whatever, do you love this person or whatever the case might be, and you can actually have a conversation. But randomly off of the street, hey Kay, when you getting married? You know, a time now when you see I get up in that age, when you're getting married. And a lot of these people have this kind of comment to make, and you don't know what people are going through. You don't know if it is that the person is, like, you know, struggling with themselves, or, and to be honest, like, why is it that you want to rush people? Why you want to rush people's lives? Yo, when God said this something I feel, that's something I gonna be feel. If it's not in God's time, you cannot force it, and when it's in God's time, you cannot stop it. So you asking the questions don't change the narrative, right? It is what it is. The last question that people ask all the time, especially if you look bloated and you have a little pooch, and most of the time it's like, yo, me have a one very fitted dress and me kind of look bloated. Are you pregnant? Like, oh my God, like, honestly, it's so, it can be hurtful. And especially, like, for example, I'm working on my body, I'm trying to get a snatched waist and whatever, and all of this effort I'm putting in the gym and trying to, you know, grow and, you know, grow my muscles and look good and whatever, fit for me, right? Fit for me. And you're gonna ask me, oh, you're pregnant? Like, because you see me have a little roundness in my stomach, you know? If it is that I'm pregnant, then and you still ask me that question, it's inappropriate, because when I'm ready to announce, I'm ready to announce. It's my business, right? I get to share what I want to share when I want to share it. So for you to ask a woman if you're pregnant, it's just disgusting, and it's not something that you should be asking, even if the woman is obese. It can also be hurtful, because that person can be trying to get pregnant, they're not able to get pregnant. You bringing up, yo, are you pregnant? It's bringing up feelings for them. It's bringing up some form of pain or whatever it is that they're going through. So, you know, we need to be more sensitive. We need to be more empathetic, and we need to be compassionate with our questions, our delivery, and all of those things. And I feel like we are living in a society where everything is just online, and people feel like they're somewhat privy to every information, or maybe because John Doe shares a lot, they feel like, oh, I'm supposed to share a lot or stuff like that. And I feel like it's just so rude to, you know, step out and ask people some of these or all of these very inappropriate questions that we tend to ask and think that it's okay or think that it's not affecting something or someone somewhere. So finally wrap this up. I hope you guys liked this video. Leave me a comments about some of the inappropriate questions that people ask you from time to time. Maybe I've left out a few, but these were the ones that I could think about and share with you guys. So thank you for watching this video. Share, subscribe, like, thumbs me up, turn on your post notifications so you won't miss an upload. Until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.